Wait, what am I supposed to say though?
Just one word to describe the rail.
Oh, jank.
Interesting.
Solid.
Suboptimal. Love.
Opportunistic.
Annoying.
Complicated.
Convenient.
Unpredictable.
Hectic.
Available.
Fast.
Unpredictable.
Convenient.
Unpredictable.
Insufferable.
Tired. Rubbish. Effective.
Delays.
Difficult.
Late.
Shit.
So I just decided to meet up with some friends that I knew that were already in Florence and travel solo there.
And I've taken the train from Metz to Charles de Gaulle, and it was perfectly fine. But this time it was not perfectly fine.
I thought I had my ticket on the EU Rail app.
On my 5th train, my 6th train got canceled, so I ended up stranded in the Milan train station for 2 hours.
I have no idea what is going on. I kind of hear that it's going to take like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, my flight is at 8:40, boarding ends at 8:10. My train was supposed to get there at 7, I think.
This was my very first time using EU Rail, and at this point the train is leaving in 5 minutes. So I look around and I'm like, what do I do? And I see these 4 other people that look American, they're speaking English, and they look about my age, and they look really confused. So I go up to them and I'm like, hey, do you guys go to Georgia Tech? And they're like, yeah, we do. Turns out they're having the exact same issue with their passes, and they can't get on the train either.
Once I had finished the trip though, and it was time to go back, I realized one of my trains did not run overnight and was canceled and did not want to run overnight like it was initially scheduled to.
I'm sitting at the gate, and I had vaguely been following Shipley's location just to make sure that she was making it on time because we were traveling separately and we both needed to be on this flight. And so I'm looking at it, and then all of a sudden it just stops moving. And I text her and I'm like, hey, any updates? Like, weren't you supposed to be here by now? Because I'm through security at this point.
We walked that way and we're thinking that there's just like an office and we just need to go talk to someone, and we thought we literally just had to pick a seat and that's all. Turns out we actually had to buy a ticket is what we needed to do. And we're walking around for like 10 minutes. At this point we've accepted we've missed the train.
And I ended up having to rebook the train for an exorbitant amount of money through a third-party site, so that wasn't very fun.
Boarding opens, and I text Shipley and I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm getting on the plane, because I had called her and been like, what do you want me to do if you can't get on this flight? Like, am I just supposed to leave you behind? I was traveling with the person and I was worried that she wasn't going to actually make it on this flight.
Yeah, I shouldn't have made it on the flight.
Which would have been
I
so
shouldn't
much
have made
worse
it.
because a bunch of other trains leaving Paris that night also got canceled because of other issues with the Eurostar.
They keep saying we have to pay like 50 euros. And so we're all really confused, and finally I realized I just bought a ticket because there was another train in 2 hours and all the other trains were sold out that day, but that one had seats. And so I just went ahead and bought a ticket.
I ended up being stuck from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. in Basel SBB station, which kind of stank. I ended up spending the night in a McDonald's.
All of the Eurostars were either canceled or delayed for that night because of one of them had a fire on the tracks, one of them hit a wild animal and it took off the front of the train.
And me and 2 of the girls in the group, we realized that we're all in the same dorms, and we were told we had to check in by a specific time, and if we didn't make that time, then we would have to get hotels for the night.
And I had a 6 a.m. train and eventually got back to Metz at noon that next day. So that's my train horror story.
I will say it is not uncommon to have issues with the trains, I think. And by issues that can mean the train is full and you have to stand the entire way, or you don't get to sit in the seat, or the train sits at the platform for 20 minutes for no reason. But nothing as drastic as almost missing a flight, because that would be terrible.
That was gonna be bad.
But luckily we called the Georgia Tech emergency support office, and they told us just go, there will be someone there, we'll tell them to wait. So we finally got into Metz. When we got to the train station, it's pouring down, raining, storming. By the time we get to our dorm, we're totally soaking wet, but we were able to check in and everything ended up being okay after about 30 hours of travel. Now I know that if it doesn't say like green, you're good to board, even if it doesn't say you need a seat reservation, you probably need to buy one. So I know that now, but I was just really frustrated that that wasn't made clear on the URail website. I made sure to tell everyone I knew about this afterwards, but I do know some people who had the exact same thing happen to them the first time they tried to use the pass.
Hi everyone, this is Elise and Molly. We are on our first train on the journey to Florence, Italy. We have 6 trains. It is currently 5:40 p.m. We're going to get there at 9 in the morning. We're going to take you along with us and fingers crossed that this will be a boring journey. Alright, see you guys later.
We're here in Basel. We almost forgot to get off of the train because they didn't make a clear announcement that we were here. We couldn't see the sign out of the window, but we made it. So we're here now for 20 minutes in the train station trying to find something to eat before we continue on to our 3rd out of 5 trains.
It is 5 in the morning. We are at the train station. Our train was supposed to leave at 5:15 and now it says Sorpreso. So now we have to figure out how to get to our next train station. Hi everybody. It is 12:46 in the morning and we are in Chiasso. And Molly is falling asleep behind me, and we're stuck in this train station until like 5 in the morning. But it's relatively safe. There's a few people there, and I forgot my muffin and my water bottle on the train, so that's a bummer. So now we're taking shifts, sleeping, so that we don't get robbed. See you guys later. It is 5 in the morning. We are at the train station. Our train was supposed to leave at 5:15, and now it says Sorpreso. So now we have to figure out how to get to our next train station. Alright, second update. Train might be coming in 6 minutes. Hypothetically, we are not sure. So we're gonna try. We've had to switch our train from Milano to Florence an hour later, which thankfully wasn't too hard to do. But we're gonna keep that current booking, even though that means that we wait at the station for 2 hours, just in case that this train is getting delayed. So we'll see how it goes. Our train has dumped us 2 stops before we got to Milano. We don't know where we are. We're trying to find another train to go. Very few people speak English, and we're gonna see if we can find our way to get another train to Milano. We just need like 10 more minutes on a train, and we would have been there, but no, URL decided not to do that.
We've officially made it to the real Milano Central station after subway journey, and we stopped at the restroom to brush our teeth, so we're feeling a little bit more human. We're gonna try to get some water and food before hopefully getting on our final train, which is luck. Alright, Molly's on another car. We made it. We're on the last train in 2 hours. So, wish us luck, guys. She has a lot of passion about her hate for URail. We actually both do. I really don't like it.
There's so many ways that they could really easily fix their website, and I don't know, like why can't you book seat reservations on the app? What's the point of having the app?
This is so true.